How are we doing, guys? Back again. Leeds United 3, West Bromwich Albion 1. Leeds United finished 9th in the table, in the top 10. They get the 59 points. Again, I don't know if it's a record. I'm not sure if Phil Miles is making things up. I don't know. I don't really care. Let's say it's a record amount of points for a newly promoted team because we're happy. We're happy, guys. We've said thank you to Pablo and Berra. They didn't get the goals. They are legends. And we're 9th. We finished 9th. We finished in the top 10. It's been a fantastic season for us. So, yeah, I mean, the game always felt secondary today. It was always going to feel secondary today. But it's just the way it goes, guys. It's just the way it goes. Anyway, before we start, guys, let's remind ourselves of our fantastic sponsors on this match day content. Manscaped sponsor us again on this. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So, 4 fantastic pieces of kit I'm going to show you here. 4 very handy pieces of kit I'm going to show you here. So, first of all, we have the Weed Whacker. Now, this is for the awkward hairs, the nose hairs, the ear hairs, the whatever hairs, the awkward hairs you can't get to. Look at that. The design is absolutely perfect for it. The Weed Whacker. Check that one out, guys. 20% off. All these TV discount codes. The link is in the description down below, and you can see it just on the ticker there as well. So we also have the lawnmower as well. The light is very, very handy because it is for below the waist, and it is for those awkward areas. The light is very, very helpful indeed. So we also have the ball toner, so to keep them shiny, like snooker balls. You want them shinier than Joe Wayman's new teeth. You know, I've said that one quite a few times, haven't I now? So we also have the ball deodorant as well to keep things smelling nice down there too. Because I tell you what, things are smelling nice for Leeds United right now as well. That was good, that wasn't it? They're smelling nice, very much so for Leeds United going into next season. It's been a fantastic one for us. Let's get some comments in, guys, as well. Don level members, stay tuned, Don level members. This is going to be your chance as well to give us your views on the game. And we're going to post a link out in about 20-25 minutes time, so make sure keep it locked, guys. Anyway, anyway, guys, let's talk about the game. I mean, look, it wasn't. What I will say is, actually, I think Phil Miles has joined us. I was assuming Phil Miles was on the was having a party with Jack, Tash, and Chris. Apologies to Phil Miles. He's going to get the link sent to him now. I think Phil's going to join me. Apologies to this, guys. I probably should have checked that before I went live. But forgive me, guys. Forgive me. I'm just going to send the link out to Chris, to Phil Miles anyway. Bear with me 1 second. Phil, if you are watching, mate, the link has been sent to you, man. The link has been sent to you. So let's talk about the game. Maybe it wasn't our best performance, but we were clinical in front of goal. We were clinical. We took our chances. Pablo didn't score, which is a bit of a shame. But it's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. I mean, you know, West Brom had a couple of chances. The goal we gave away was a bit disappointing. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. But, I mean, the season in general, you know, it sums up in this kind of game. We've got more and more clinical as the season's gone on. We've got better as the season's gone on. And in this game, I thought we got better as it gone on. You know, we played with real freedom today. Rafinha was just majestic in the second half for me, as he was in the first half. You see Rodrigo get that first goal, that debut goal in front of the fans. You see Rafinha make an impact. You see KP score. Let's hope his injury's not too bad and he plays in the Euros. I mean, it's just fantastic from Leeds United today. It's just absolutely fantastic. We get ourselves 3 goals in front of the fans. The atmosphere looks like it was bouncing. Berra and Pablo get a proper send-off. And Phil Miles is going to join me now. Mate. Hello, Phil.
Hello.
I was assuming that you were going to this party in Leeds City Centre with Jack, Tash, and Chris. Apologies, man. Apologies for that, mate.
I've been waiting for you, man.
All right.
I thought we were going together. I didn't realise you lived so far away.
I do, mate. But thoughts on the game, mate. 3-1. Fair result. I didn't think we were brilliant today, but we were just very clinical.
I thought that up until the last 2-3 minutes, it was a lot of fun, to be honest.
Oh, it was fun. It was fun.
It was like
don't get me wrong.
It had a very testimonial feel and vibe to it. I thought it was just like, see if we can get these 2 a goal and just sod the result. But I never felt at any point like we weren't going to go on and tonk them. I think 3-1 flattered them, to be honest. I heard the commentators say the other way around. They thought 3-0 was harsh. And I was just like, at what point was it harsh?
They're just a terrible team, aren't they, West Brom? Let's just be
they're
honest.
awful,
They're not great, are they, at all?
And me and you sat here last night thinking about Sam Johnston getting a move to a Premier League club. What a terrible goalkeeper that man is.
My word, what was he doing on that KP free kick?
Mate, the whole first half, he got better second half, but the first half, Jesus wept, he was bad. Awful.
Really bad, wasn't he? Really bad. I mean, anyone particularly... Oh, I don't know about that. Let's not go too far. Anyone that stood out for you, mate, in terms of from our side of things, or do you think it was a decent team performance today?
Do I just go for the obvious and say the two living legends that are leaving us today? They were both. I did want Berardi to get sent off for kicking someone really hard, and that didn't happen. So I was disappointed on that.
I was thinking it could happen. To be fair.
I was hoping. But no, I do think Pablo had moments where you were just like, you could give him another year.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, the first half, I was thinking, tell you what, some stuff Pablo was doing on that ball that he was doing in the Championship in terms of, it felt like Pablo in the Championship today, in terms of how he had that space, he was getting shots off, he was creating. Yeah. I mean, that pass into Jack Harrison, dearie me, I tell you what, I almost needed some of the ball toner. It was almost sticky down there, to be fair, after that pass into Jack Harrison. It was...
You've just done a 3-minute advert. That is a shameless plug.
It's not. I genuinely did almost need it because it was that good a pass, honestly.
But was that good that you needed ball toner, really?
I did. It was almost sticky down there. I won't go too much into that anyway. But yeah, Pablo's over the top passes are incredible. I mean, speak to me about Pablo. Just before you do, actually, Samuel Epstein as well. Fantastic donation. That cheers very much for that, mate. Off the super chat there, absolutely glorious. Cheers, Pablo and Berardi. Class way to round the season off. A great season, decent performances. Cheers, lads. Have £5 on me. Oh, thanks so much, man. Thanks so much. But I mean, let's talk about Pablo, mate. I mean, wow, what a servant for this football club.
Yeah, there's very few players that will go down in history as people that have sort of single-handedly dragged Leeds United through mud into better times. And when I stopped being a season ticket holder, that player was obviously Jermaine Beckford. He dragged us from League One and back to the Championship, and my last game was watching Beckford get us promoted in the Cup, and that was beautiful. And then obviously none of us got to see it. We all felt that experience in the same way, but that Swansea moment will live with all of us forever, the same way the Beckford moment will for people that were in the stands or watching on TV. So it's good that we all have that same experience of it, but there's so much more to Pablo Hernandez. And Pablo carried this club from the Gary Monk era through Christensen and Hockaday and Heckingbottom, and he's had to deal with some serious nonsense at this club, players around him. And there has been times, there's been a long period of time, I'd say, even for a time under Bielsa, where plan A was, well, give it Pablo and Pablo will do something. And it's as simple as that. Pablo Hernandez single-handedly carried this team at times throughout his spell at Ellen Road, and some of the goals will be remembered forever. But when you look on Twitter and you see the YouTube compilations, it's the nutmegs. It's the double nutmeg on O'Dowda against Bristol City.
He did one today.
I know he got one today.
It was nostalgia, wasn't it? He did that today. It just brought me back. It brought me back. But I think the first thing to say is, for me, with Pablo and Berra, they are Leeds legends in my eyes. I mean, Pablo's undoubtedly a Leeds legend, but I'm going to say Berra is as well. Because let's not forget, Berra has played right back, left back, then he's gone to centre back, then he played right back today. He's played all along that back four. He's never complained once. He's stuck to us. He's had some really big injuries at this football club, but the level, the professionalism, I think, from Berra, just compared to when he first came to this football club, 2014, August 2014, along with Liam Cooper, this club was in a mess. This club was potentially going back into League One at that time. You know, it was in a serious mess. We had Dave Hockaday in charge. It wasn't looking good. So the way he's gone the way I was going to say 360 then, he hasn't gone 360, but the way everything's just changed, the way this club has progressed since Berra's turned up, it's not all just down to Berra. I'm not going to say that. There's been other parts to it, but Berra's been a big part. He's a leader in that dressing room. They are both Leeds legends for me. I mean, any thoughts on Berra, mate? I mean, today he obviously goes to right back, which I was not expecting.
No, I wasn't expecting that, to be fair. The way I described it to the missus was Pablo, for the things that he's done, is a hero and a legend of this club in that single-handedly at times he's had to drag the club out of it. No time has Gaetano Berardi single-handedly dragged us into a result. But who will I love infinitely more? Maybe that's just because of my taste in players, but I love a player like Gaetano Berardi. I absolutely adore him. I love the song. I love the red card on the debut. I love every red card since. I love the way he tackles. Every little thing that makes Gaetano Berardi is what I want to see in a football player. So as a Leeds fan, you want to see dirty Leeds on the pitch. You want to see skill. You want to see...
He's proper Leeds, isn't he? He's a proper Leeds player, isn't he, Berardi?
Yeah, he's Leeds, and he knows it, and he's known it for a very long time, and he's stuck around through... I mean, Pablo stuck around through some really shit times, but Berardi has stuck through some really, really shit times. He's like, did you see the thing on Twitter this morning about like the team sheet for his debut and stuff? And there was some
exactly.
In there, like
but this
sums
it up for me.
Man. Like there was some horrible things he's had to do at this club, some terrible people he's had to train and play with, but he's still here.
Not terrible. Okay, that's. I mean, I'm sure Brian Montenegro is a very nice person, but he's not a terrible player. He's just not a very good footballer.
Yeah, but he's not the same as, you know, working with Patrick Bamford or Rodrigo.
Yeah, but you just said terrible person then. I was thinking, whoa, hang on a second. Just, you know, terrible footballer. Don't have to call them terrible people. It's a bit harsh, that, Milesy.
Sorry, talentless people.
That's it. That's better. That's loads better, mate. That's loads better. But, I mean, look, the season in general, we want to talk about the game, but for me, it's got to be the season. I mean, you got to look at the season overall. I mean, where do you see us kicking on now? Do you see us kicking on? It's probably my best question first. We finished 9th at the end of the day, pretty comfortably in that 9th spot. I mean, do you see us kicking on and finishing higher next season, possibly even upsetting that top 6, top 7 a little bit?
Top 7, I do, yeah.
Okay.
Easily, to be honest. I think when you look at everything that's been weighted against Leeds United this season, in that we are a newly promoted side. We weren't established and we didn't have any players other than maybe the odd one with Premier League experience. I think Cooper played 1 game for Hull in the Premier League or something like that. Most of our players have never played in the Premier League before. Manager, no Premier League experience, as people often like to throw different accusations at him. Like, fair enough, if that's what you're going to throw at him, throw it. We suffer from Bielsa burnout, which is clearly a thing. There's 1,000,001 reasons why we shouldn't have finished 9th, and we've gone and proved absolutely everybody wrong. And I think a lot of Leeds fans watching us in the Championship for the last 2 seasons would have quite happily said, and the Arsenal game in the FA Cup 3rd round in Bielsa's first season, I think proved it. Put us against any Premier League side on our day under Marcelo Bielsa, we'll do them. And I felt confident from that first game against Stoke. I didn't care who you put us against. I thought we could handle it. So I said 12th before the season started.
Same, actually. I checked today. It was 12th, I said, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect top 10. I thought top 10 was a bit too far, but one way or another, I expect as long as Marcelo Bielsa, Victor Orta, and Angus Kinnear, Radrizzani, the team that we have behind the scenes and on the pitch at the moment, as long as they stay together and they keep this ambition, I don't expect us to take a step back at any point, to be honest. I do see us moving slowly further and further forward. And I know that might be the same blind ambition that Sheffield United fans felt that they were filled with last season, but I don't think you can compare Leeds United and Sheffield United. I think the size of the club is there's a vast difference. We are a massive club. I don't think we're a top 6 club, but I think outside of the top 6 clubs, we are as close as you can get to, say, an Everton or an Aston Villa and Newcastle. Sheffield United aren't on that level. And fair enough, people can say, oh, it'll be harder second time round. I still genuinely believe 9th is the minimum expectation for next season now, because that's what we've done this year.
Absolutely. I think the big thing for me this season is that we've managed the season well. I think we've got better as the season's gone on. Maybe start of the season, we started it pretty well. I don't think we've ever had a period in the season where we've really hit any sort of really, really bad form. We've had a couple, maybe sometimes where we've lost 2 games on the bounce, but we've been pretty consistent throughout the season. And kind of this sort of last 10 games, we've got ourselves into the top 10. And I think it's down to, look, Bielsa, I don't even know his guys' words, how much of a genius that man is and what he's done for our football club, the city of Leeds, for English football in general. I mean, he's done this season what he always does. He's thinking of new things all the time. Look at today. Ayling goes to centre-back, Berardi goes to right-back. No one saw that coming at all. No one saw it coming. Stuart Dallas going into midfield and playing most of the season in midfield. You got Rodrigo playing midfield sometimes. Ayling playing centre-back. Strout going into midfield. Everything's sometimes all over the place, but in a good way. That's the thing you got to say. And I think this season, for me, I think the first 2 seasons, certainly last season, was absolutely outstanding. Incredible what we did last season. But I think this season puts it into the shadows. The fact we've done it against Man City, we've done it against Liverpool, we've done it against that team from over the Pennines, against Tottenham a couple of weeks ago. We're doing it against top teams now. We're showing that we can do that. We're adapted. I think the thing is, with Bielsa, he's transferred his style of football into this league easily. He's done it easily. I mean, I've got a couple of notes here. You look at the way we play football. We're popping the ball through the lines today. We act like we have done all season. We're keeping possession, and that's it. I think the team, when Bielsa makes changes, we hardly blink. We're so well versed in terms of in this team. Pascal went into CDM against Southampton. There was no shock there. We just kept playing our same game. It's total football. Pascal can play CDM. He can play centre-back. You got Ayling who can play centre-back. Everyone can play everywhere. That's coaching. Yeah. That's Marcelo Bielsa. It's summed up with the 2 players that have clapped off and said goodbye to. Who've just served this club fantastically well. They are Leeds legends. They're professionals. They've achieved unbelievable things on and off the pitch. Off the pitch as well needs to be mentioned, what they have done off the pitch. Their work ethic, their professionalism, their quality. You look at Pablo, his partnership with Click last season, it was pivotal. Yeah. Pablo's been a one-man army in this football club at times. Under Paul Heckingbottom, he was the shining light. He was the only thing I liked about this Leeds team at that time. Berardi, under Hockaday, he was that one you thought was fighting for the fans on the pitch. Yeah. We didn't like the owner. We didn't like the managers. We didn't like a lot of the players. They were the ones that were fighting for us. The work ethic, absolutely unbelievable, as I said. Pablo's played everywhere for this club. He started out as a 10. He's gone to play on the left wing. He went to the right wing. He's gone back in the 10 role. He's played centre mid. Berra's just a warrior. And you know what? Next season, I look at what we've got at the minute in terms of today. It was pretty much the championship team plus Rodrigo and Rafinha. I think we kick on. I really do think we kick on. I don't think it's impossible for this club to be thinking about top 6. I'll say that much. I think the thing for me, Phil, with Sheffield United, this Sheffield United comparison was they did drop off as the season went on. I'm not just going to say we finished the same position as Sheffield United. That doesn't worry me. Sheffield United, after lockdown, did start to drop off. And we've got stronger. So that's got to be a good sign. We've got players to come in as well. And defensively, I think the fact is, today was probably defensively the worst I think we've been second half of the season in terms of the mistakes we were making and some of the chances we gave away. We made West Brom look quite creative at times. I thought defensively we were a bit all over today at times, but we still only conceded 1. But we are much improved defensively. I don't think we've been stronger than this under Bielsa in terms of off the ball.
I don't know. I thought first half it could have been 5, and second half I think we knew we'd won the game. We tried our best to get a goal for Pablo Hernandez, and I think the goal that they scored or we gifted them sort of summed it up. We just lacked a bit of concentration. We knew the game was won by half time, so maybe we took our foot off the pedal a bit. But I still thought second half there was times where I was off my seat. There was times where I was excited. I thought the entire game was fun. It was
mad, wasn't it?
It felt
a
a
mad
bit
game.
like, last season when we wrapped up the title and we went to play Derby and we just tonked them. And then we played Charlton, I think, after, and we tonked them too. And it was just a piece of piss. I felt like today I knew we'd won before the game had started. I told you that much on the opposition.
It was almost too easy at times, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't really a test today, if we're being totally honest. It wasn't really a test. But I'll go to you about Bamford on 17 goals in a second. I'll go to you in a second. But KP, we will open the lines up in probably about 5 minutes or so, guys. Just going to have a quick chat about KP. I mean, that would be absolutely gutting if that puts him out the Euros, wouldn't it? Let's just hope he hasn't. But what do you think, mate? What do you think? Are you a bit worried about that now?
It didn't look great, did it? And I think you could tell the look on his face was just sort of him saying to himself, there was 2 minutes of stoppage time. We'd already played a minute and a half. Why the fuck did I just do what I've just done? And the yellow card, I think the way the referee hung over him for about 5 minutes waiting to give him this yellow card, like, I'll just put your arm in the air, give him it and walk away. Let him be suffering in peace, man. But no, you could tell it's Kalvin doesn't stay down, I don't think, for too long if he's not hurt.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It did look serious. I hope it doesn't rule him out of the Euros, as much as I have joked that I don't want any Leeds player to go play for Southgate because they'll ruin him. But for him, I hope it's not too bad, and I hope he can go because obviously, individually.
Do you think as well, when he put the tackle in, it was a little bit of emotion in it? Because I've seen a couple of people say it's a daft tackle. I'm not going to say it wasn't a daft tackle, but I think it's the fact he made the mistake on the goal. He wanted to really just almost re-please the crowd again. And I don't think he goes in like that if he doesn't make the mistake like a minute earlier, which makes it even more gutting.
I'm not going to lie. I do feel like from watching the full 90 minutes, I think if one player was affected by the crowd being back in the stadium, I did think it was KP. I thought there was a few moments where...
Yeah, a couple of times.
I thought there was a few moments where he looked like it maybe overawed him a bit and it was just sort of getting back into it. And yeah, I agree with both of them comments. I do think it was needless. It was daft. And the yellow card probably was fair, but obviously to have come out on the receiving end of an injury that could rule him out of the Euros, I hope for his sake, because obviously we love him and he's been the best player we've come improvement wise under Bielsa. But I think by the longest distance, I think he's the one player that's improved the most individually under Marcelo Bielsa. And it would be a shame if he didn't get his moment in the spotlight because he does deserve it.
It was a great tackle, though, wasn't it? Let's just say it was a great tackle. How we got a yellow card for it is just laughable. It's a clean tackle, isn't it? But anyway,
it's a good tackle, but from a referee's point of view,
do you think? I thought it was a fine. I thought it was a really good tackle. Mate, to be fair, he's won the
you
ball.
Gave a yellow card for Cooper inside 10 seconds for nothing. You think he's going to give nothing for Kalvin for that?
It was a great tackle. It was a great tackle.
Well, yeah,
it was Berardi-esque. It was almost a tribute to Berardi, wasn't it? It was almost a tribute to Berardi. Maybe not quite high enough for Berardi, to be fair. It wasn't knee high.
Conor Gallagher's on Rafinha.
Yeah, that was a shocker, wasn't it? That was a shocker early doors as well.
I said when that happened, if Liam Cooper does that, that's red. Because Liam Cooper gets sent off for breathing half the time. So I genuinely thought Conor Gallagher could have gone a couple of times today. I was shocked he didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about Bamford, though. Let's talk about Bamford getting himself 17 goals for the season. Look, it was a decent try, Mr. Miles. It was a decent try, but he gets himself the goal. Lovely penalty. It was a really good penalty, wasn't it?
Half of me wanted him to miss it. I feel bad saying that.
What a surprise. What a surprise.
I wanted to be right. But no, I'm happy for him. I'm happy. 17 goals is a great return. And go back 12 months, if you would have said to any of us, Patrick Bamford will score 17 Premier League goals, you'd be like, well, he didn't even get 17 in the Championship. What you on about? So
exactly. I think psychologically for him, it's better than his Championship tally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So Jack Harrison
as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget, in the last 10 games while we put together this fantastic run, I can think of at least 5 games where he's had 0 service whatsoever and he's not had a chance to make 20. And if he had the service, it probably would have been 20.
No, exactly. I mean, the thing is as well, you're looking at Jack Harrison's improved his tally, Bamford's improved his tally, Stuart Dallas has improved his tally, Rafinha's obviously had a really strong season here. He's actually had a better tally than what he did in Ligue 1 in France. So it's all positive, mate. It's all positive.
What
Even
was your
Rodrigo.
opinion on the disallowed goal for Harrison?
Yeah, it's because Rodrigo's interfering with play. What a pass, though. What a pass, by the way.
But he don't touch it.
Yeah.
And he's not in the line of the goalkeeper, so I don't really understand why it's offside. Why is it offside?
Part and parcel, isn't it? It's we've still won 3-1. It's just gutting that Pablo got a really glorious assist. It's a really glorious assist, Nick.
Yeah, the assist would have been nice. So, like, I was pretty annoyed that it was ruled out.
Don't get me wrong. It will make me cry for the rest of the summer that Pablo didn't get an assist in front of a full Ellen Road. That will probably make me cry for life,
Sam
to be
Johnson decided that he was the worst goalkeeper in the world in the first half. Pablo has one shot on target and he decides to fucking save that. Why?
I know, that's the annoying thing. Of all the ones he does,
all game.
I know, and it's just typical, though, isn't it? It's just typical. But anyway, members, Don Level members, just going to put the link in the description now. So please join us if you can. It'd be fantastic if you can. It is, of course, the last game of the season. It's going to be the last time we can do this for a while. But Don Level members, it'd be much appreciated if you can join us. Just going to put the link in the description there. And Phil, Rodrigo gets himself another goal, but in the number 9 position. What do you think to his performance first half?
Good goal. Got himself on the score sheet. What's that like? 4 in 4?
4 in 3, 7 for the season.
He's coming to form at the right time, and we obviously needed. I think he needed to sort of prove something to make sure he's in that Spain squad, and not only in the Spain squad, but starting games for Spain as well. He's had an injury hit season, and that's perhaps sort of lent on our opinions of him as Leeds fans, but fingers crossed he'll go over for the Euros this summer and have a good tournament. And if we can watch him as Leeds fans in this tournament, we're very blessed, actually. We've got a lot of players to watch, whether that be Alioski for Macedonia, Klich for Poland, obviously fingers crossed Kalvin as well for England. We've got so many players that we can watch, and when they come back in September, August, it's going to make a big difference. If they have a bad Euros or they have a good Euros, it will make a difference as to give him one of them. I was hoping Tottenham were going to lose like 12-0 so that we could try and steal Europe, so
never mind. It's one of those things, isn't it? But Samuel, big welcome to Samuel as well, who's just become a YouTube member. Welcome to the club, mate. Welcome to the club. But we have got the legend who didn't join us last time, but it's okay. It's okay. We have got the legend. That is Ethan. It's joining us now. I say hello to Ethan. Ethan, what were your thoughts then today, mate? I mean, good performance. Do you think it's a fair result?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Pablo and Berra, obviously, Phil has discussed it. I mean, legends in your eyes of the club?
Yeah.
Anyone, I think, obviously in the game today, I mean, anyone particularly stand out in terms of in this one for you, in terms of for Leeds United? I thought Rafinha was superb second half in terms of he just terrorised the West Brom left back on that side of the pitch pretty much throughout. I mean, anyone else for you stood out, mate?
Gotta go.
Gaetano?
No, gotta go.
Rodrigo?
No.
Pablo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pablo's Pablo, though. I mean, as Phil said, there's moments today where you were kind of like thinking, you could do a job next season. You could do a job in the next 2 years. I do genuinely kind of get that kind of vibe and thinking it's a real shame this is his last game. But it was nice to see Pablo in his last game. He didn't score, but he showed he's still got it, didn't he, Ethan?
Yeah.
I mean, the season overall, we finished 9th. I mean, for you, are we pushing top 6, top 7 next season? Title, maybe? Yeah. What you saying, mate? What you thinking?
Yeah.
Top 6?
Yeah.
Ethan's got an early tenner on Leeds winning the league, haven't you, mate?
Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. Well, I'm not going to suggest any bets.
Gamble responsibly, guys.
Yeah. But look, let's see how we kick on. We're top of the form table. At the end of the day, we are top of the form table. I mean, Ethan, there's been obviously talk of kind of like targets we're looking at. Matthias Cunha possibly is obviously one that we're looking at from Hertha Berlin. I mean, would you be looking at that in terms of a winger potentially, left back? You know, what would you be saying first? Left back possibly?
What?
Would you be looking at a left back now in terms of in the summer?
Yeah.
And obviously, we're looking at Alioski's probably going to go. We know Pablo's gone. I mean, do you think we need to directly replace Pablo, or do you think the answer's actually in this squad?
Yeah, we need to go. Yeah.
Get the replacement. I mean, Phil, look, Rodrigo de Paul, we've mentioned probably for about a year now. I'm kind of almost getting bored of mentioning Rodrigo de Paul, but I mean, do you think that's probably going to be where we spend the big money this summer? Not necessarily on De Paul, but in terms of on that replacement number 10. Do you think that's where the big money, the biggest probably transfer fee is going to be spent this summer?
Yeah, if we're spending money, it's going to be in that position. I understand the sentiment behind Angus Kinnear saying it's not going to happen. I understand the sentiment behind other people saying it's not going to happen. I'll believe it when he's wearing a different shirt next season that isn't ours. I'm still holding out hope, mate. I've still seen pictures of him in that lilac kit that isn't even necessarily the new kit, but I've seen it, and that's what I dream of. It's what I want. I want him, and I'm not going to stop wanting him until it's not an option anymore. So I'm holding out.
You're stubborn, Phil. And the one thing we do know is you are stubborn, Phil. You are very, very stubborn in terms of. So there's no question about that. But Samuel, thanks very much, Samuel, for obviously joining as a member. If you look at our community page, you will see the link in there for Don level members, so you can jump on if you are. I think you are a Don level member anyway, mate. You can jump on by doing that. Just go onto the link. But obviously, Ethan, we've been talking about player of the season this week. I mean, we've kind of all agreed on Dallas. I mean, between us, would you go Dallas as well, Stewie D, over the season?
Yeah.
Anyone else who's kind of really, really stood out to you outside of Dallas?
Gaku.
Rafinha?
No, Gaku.
Bamford?
Yeah.
I mean, Bamford gets himself a 17 for the season. He was never missing that penalty, was he, mate? He was never, ever missing that penalty. He had Phil Miles' 16 goals in his head, you see, and he thought, I can't miss this.
He's done me proper, hasn't he?
I've been nice, Phil. I've been nice. I have been nice, I think. But yeah, I mean, obviously, Ethan, look, it's going to be another kind of 5 or 6 weeks, and then we're into pre-season. It's gutting that this season's come to an end. But I mean, how much are you looking forward to this season, the next season coming up, mate? I mean, for me, I've not been more excited going into a season than what I am now. I just cannot wait. Cannot wait to get started.
Me too.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. It is going to be absolutely brilliant. But Ethan, once again, mate, thanks so much for coming on. You've been an absolute legend on the since we started the post-match content idea. Obviously, getting fans on board. Thanks so much, man. And let's have some comments for Ethan. Ethan's been absolutely fantastic, and thanks so much for Ethan for coming on. Absolute legend. I mean, look, let's go. I'm going to let you go now, Ethan. Thanks so much for coming on, mate, and hopefully we'll see you next season when Rodrigo de Paul is signed for Leeds and when Leeds are pushing for the title. You know it. You know it's true, Ethan. I'm going to let you go anyway, mate. Thanks so much for coming on, man. See you later, mate. So I'm going to also let on Matthew, I think, is waiting there in the background. But Matthew, in fact, I can let you in now, mate, because you have got your... There you go, mate. How are you doing, mate? How are you doing, mate? Good to see you again, man.
Great, yeah.
So, thoughts on today, first and foremost? Was it a 3-1 fair result for you?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. I think it could have been more. There was some chance. I think Bamford could have got a hat trick, to be honest, in that second half with some of those chances, like the one where he went through, and then the one where Rafinha could have played him in, like a bit early.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. It was almost like West Brom was so bad. It wasn't. You couldn't really tell if we were good or if we were just a little less bad today. It was one of those kind of vibes to it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's. I mean, obviously Pablo and Berra. It was their last game today. I mean, Matthew, what do they mean to you, Pablo and Berra? Are they Leeds legends in your eyes?
100%.
Love that. Love that. I mean, I almost thought with Pablo, I've just said to Ethan, and obviously Phil said earlier on, there was times in that first half, especially where I thought, he's too good to let go. He's too good to let go. He's like, he might be 36, but he looked 26 today. He looked so hungry to get that goal. He's making runs in behind. He was just fantastic, wasn't he, today, mate?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he should have got the full 90. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he should have got the full 90. Because he started getting into the game a bit late.
That's it. He looked like scoring before he came off, and that's the most. Yeah. There was a chance actually that fell to Dallas, which he scuffed, and then one fell to Roberts on the edge of the box. Where you're thinking, Pablo, yeah. You just want Pablo on that. He's scoring. He's probably getting two. He probably takes the penalty.
I was going to say,
probably takes the penalty.
He was on. Do you think Bamford still would have took it?
He saves Phil the embarrassment of his 16 goals prediction, doesn't he, Matthew?
Yeah. I was going to think that Pablo might have scored, like, the ideal game would have been Pablo scores a screamer and then Berardi scores a penalty.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that. Berra just... Berra as well, if he takes the penalty as well, it's going to be a proper penalty. He's going to smash it. He's not going to try and cushion it into the corner. He's putting his foot through it. The ball's going in. The boot's probably going in with him. And it wasn't to be, though. Wasn't to be. Anyone else stand out for you, though, mate, in terms of just this game specifically?
Rafinha. Rafinha was good on the wing. He caused them a lot of trouble in the second half and the first a bit, but mainly the second he got into the game.
I mean, in terms of player of the season, I think we might have asked you this last time, actually, on the Southampton game, but player of the season, I mean, we've all kind of said Dallas. Ethan said Dallas as well. I mean... Yes.
I think Bamford is close behind, but Dallas should get it. Like, I think it's Dallas then Bamford.
Yeah. Who's the young player of the season?
What?
Who's the young player of the season for you then?
Melia.
Nah, fine. Yeah, fine.
I'm trying to make the drama with it, but everyone's just agreeing. Agreeing. It's no fun when we all agree. But obviously, we're going into next season. I can't tell you how excited I am, Matthew. I really can't, to be fair. I mean, do you feel we kick on? We finished 9th this season. It's been a pretty comfortable season for us.
If you look at some of the results, like Brighton twice, Wolves twice, the Arsenal game we should have won that we had like 40 shots on target. We kept it in the post and everything. I think we could have been in Europe if we started the season a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've only finished 3 points behind Tottenham after all that. Tottenham were top of the table in January, so it's not a bad achievement from us in the end at all. We are finishing 9th, but I mean,
we've missed out on Europe by 3 points.
Yeah,
mate.
It's unreal. It's unreal effort.
Madness.
I mean, looking at the obviously pre-season, obviously the transfer window is going to open soon. I mean, what areas would you specifically be looking to strengthen, Matthew, in terms of in the summer window? Say if you get three signings.
Left back, another winger, like a left winger, and maybe someone in the midfield.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree. I think that's probably the top 3 priority for me. I think I'd probably say winger third, though. I think the midfield's probably slightly above that in terms of. I mean, do you see any big signings being made?
You never know.
Big money.
We could make like a big signing who's like someone no one's ever heard of, and he could be like the best player in the world.
He will be the best player in the world. Whoever Victor Orta picks out will be the best player in the world. Yeah, I mean, wow. Just some breaking news here. Just some breaking news off Harvey and Harvey first of all. Guardian Sport are saying that Marcelo has signed a new deal. Announcement coming in the next few days.
Is it for 2 years by any chance?
We knew it was going to happen anyway, but this is just, it couldn't get any better, could it, today? I mean, Matthew, thoughts on that first of all, mate?
Good win, good season, and we just have to push on for the next season, hopefully, and just go higher and higher.
And win the title.
Win the title. Bamford scored 40 goals. Yes,
I love that. That's let's hope that prediction's better than what Phil Miles' prediction was anyway on Bamford's total goals. Matthew created the chance for me there, Phil. I wasn't not going to take it, man. But Matthew, any other thoughts on the season, the game, Leeds United in general, Marcelo Bielsa? Any other
great
thoughts?
Yeah, Bielsa, great manager. Like, I don't think we'd be in this position without him.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We've got to remember that.
Wouldn't even be in this league without him, mate.
Exactly. It's we'd be going where West Brom are going. But we're not, because we've got Marcelo Bielsa, the best manager in the world. Matthew, I'm going to let you go, mate. You've been an absolute star. Thanks so much for coming on, man. And hopefully we'll chat next season, mate. We'll chat next season. See you later, man. See you later.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to let another new member come in now as well. We've got Sam just waiting in there as well. I'm just going to let Sam come in now. Got a lot of people waiting. We will be with you as soon as we can, guys. Thanks so much for your support. I can see Ben there in the background. I can see David. We will be with you in a second, guys. So we're just going to let Sam in. Sam, who has just supported this channel, been an unreal support of this channel, by the way. Absolutely unreal support of this channel. It's so good to put a face to the name. How you doing, man? How you doing, man?
Good.
I like the hat.
I'm doing
I love
good.
the hat, first and foremost.
It's class because what happened was my parents got it as a present around Christmas and I've worn it since. The best thing is, right, I need a haircut because it grows too fucking fast, but I can just cover it. So job's a good one.
I wish my hair would grow too fast, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, that's not a bad problem to have, Sam. That's not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not. Especially when it comes to the beard.
Manscaped plug. Manscaped plug.
Hey! Nah, that's class.
Time and a place, guys. Come on.
Yeah. Why not, mate? Why not?
But Sam, mate, first of all, thoughts on today? Leeds 3, West Brom 1.
It were class. We could have had a fair few more. That's the thing, especially in the first half. We were attacking all over the place. We had Dallas doing a few runs of his own, though he got sent behind a couple of times. Went through to Bamford, who unfortunately, either it was overhit or it was miscontrolled. But we had so many attacks, doing so much. And then when West Brom had their couple, they just skied it, as is classic. Yeah. So, yeah. It was absolutely fantastic. We weren't as good. We weren't perfect, but we didn't need to be. It was just a class team performance and fantastic, really. Ain't got any complaints. Aside from, no complaints. It's all good.
Well, just to confirm, just before we go back to Sam, MOT LUFC, thanks so much for your support there, mate. We will definitely have content for the off-season. We're looking to do a lot in the off-season. Hopefully, reports on Rodrigo de Paul signing for Leeds, and then Messi, and then maybe a couple more as well. Might get Van Dijk in as well. But anyway, we'll wait and see. No, we're okay with centre-backs. We don't need Van Dijk. We're fine with centre-backs. Who needs Van Dijk when you got Pascal? Anyway, 2 new members as well. Ian and Paul, thanks so much for joining, guys. Welcome to the club. Sam as well. Look, Pablo and Berra, we've sadly seen the last of them that we'll ever see at Ellen Road. I mean, thoughts on them, mate? Are they legends in your eyes of this football club?
I mean, yeah, they definitely are. I'm not going to lie. I've only really started getting proper into supporting football recently because I went to uni and my mates all started talking about it. But Pablo's magic, man, and him and Berardi have been absolutely vital when it came to the championship, re-rallying support, getting lads back behind the club again, getting us into the Premier League. And so they've been absolutely vital. They're definitely legends. Even if you've not been there in the old times and actually seen them, they're definitely legends of the club. There's no doubt about that. And Berardi, you love to see a good old physical defender, don't you? I'm not going to lie. I was a defender. If I was playing football, I wouldn't be on the pitch. I'd come on, make a smashing tackle, get sent off immediately. So you love to see it.
He's proper Leeds, so he's a proper Leeds player.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can think of like your classic kind of Leeds centre back, he'd like what the fans want to see. It is Gaetano Berardi. But just to say, guys, as well, Mr. Wayman has been very lucky. Mr. Wayman, he's been at the game. So he's travelling back at this moment in time. So we'll let Wayman off. I'm sure he'll have plenty of stories from what was an amazing day at Ellen Road. I mean, mate, looking at next season. I mean, well, first of all, I'll ask you. I mean, obviously, you've heard Ethan say, you've heard everyone say on this channel that Matthew as well, and says everyone's been saying Dallas player of the season. We've also said Melier young player of the season. Have you got any objection to that, mate?
Well, no. Why would I?
I'm waiting to see someone who says Dallas is player of the season. I've not found
Leif Davies player of the season. Why not? Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, I mean, Dallas has just been an absolute. He's gone everywhere. Like He's covered everything. You don't need, let's say, if you're in a shield wall, you wouldn't need a shield. You have Dallas. He'd be the entire wall. That's just how fantastic he's. And then the fucking goals against City, lads. Jesus. So, yeah, I mean, you can't. And he doesn't get enough credit because, like, you hear him talked about occasionally by pundits and all that, but they normally talk about, like, they talk about Rafinha because his class is shown and he's fantastic. Or they talk about Phillips because of his fancy balls and they're fantastic. But they don't talk about Dallas because he's running everywhere and setting everything up. And that don't get noticed as much. But he's just as vital as both of them. So he's absolutely fantastic.
I think he's been more consistent than both this season.
Yeah,
I think both.
Yeah,
have been,
absolutely.
Don't get me wrong. Rafinha and Phillips for me probably our two best players, but I think they've been absolutely fantastic. But Dallas has just been different class, absolutely different class. I mean, obviously looking at next season, I also wanted to ask you, mate. We're finished 9th this season. Do you see us kicking on, finishing higher again?
Yeah, it depends what happens because if we're competing with Tottenham, which shouldn't be very hard to be fair. But in all seriousness, it depends what happens because. We do need to spend a bit of money, but we don't actually need to spend big money because Bielsa's proven that he's a pretty good coach, and all we need is someone who's got the right attributes and the right skill, and then given enough time, he can improve them generally. And we also have decent players in the squad. So as long as we get solid types to replace the lads who are leaving, Pablo and stuff, and we keep what we've got and build up some momentum. And we've already shown through the second half of the season, we're top of the form when it comes to top 10 over the last few games. So we just need to keep this going and see what happens next season. Hopefully finish a couple places higher. I mean, I'd be fine if we finish 9th again because it'd be second season in the Prem. But we just need to build up a bit of form, see what happens as long as we don't fuck it up, which I don't think we will. 8th, 7th, 6th, something like that, be fine by me.
No title push then. You're not thinking the title push. You're not feeling the title push.
I mean, it'd be class if we did, but no.
We're top of the form table, man. We're top of the form table.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Top of the form table, top of the
that's
table.
All that matters.
Why not?
That's all that matters. Forget the other 3/4 of the season. We're top of the form table, man. Love that. I mean, obviously looking ahead into the transfer window, it's obviously going to be much of the talk now between games.
Yeah.
Obviously, it looks like we're going to get a left back. Is there any other specific areas you'd like to see us target? Would you like to see a direct Pablo replacement in the summer?
To be fair, Phillips is kind of already filling a lot of the roles that Pablo had when it came to setting up attacks, balls out, that sort of stuff. And we kind of have Rafinha doing the magic moments and the flair. So we don't really need a direct Pablo replacement, just a solid lad who can slot into midfield. Maybe someone to replace Alioski, possibly, just so we have a bit more options. But we don't really need someone all the best. We just need someone who's solid, got some of the right attributes that can be improved, just slot in with the rest of the team, and the job's a good one, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. But just before I let you go, Sam, mate, before I let you go, one thing I've not asked people really is, who do you think's been our most underrated player of the season, mate, in terms of not maybe gone under the radar? But we've seen a few shouts of Jack Harrison, but is there anyone else who, for you, has gone really under the radar? Or would Jack Harrison be it for you?
It depends what you mean by underrated, because I still reckon that Dallas is underrated generally, but...
maybe by Leeds fans themselves, in terms of not
by
really
Leeds fans.
much praise.
I'm not sure I have to think about that. As Jack Harrison's been decent, though he's had a few inconsistent games. Sometimes his pass is not really the best, but overall he's been quality. I'll go with Jack Harrison. Why not? I can't really think of anyone else that really stands out. I'll go with Harrison.
Okay.
One very, very obvious one.
Fuck it, Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coops is a shout.
Yeah, Cooper. Do you know what? I'm gonna go with him. He's definitely underrated. He's a fucking rock. He's an absolute rock. You can't ask for a proper old Leeds defender, so I'm gonna have to go with Cooper. Cheers for reminding me there, mate. I can't believe I forgot. Fucking
I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying Alioski. Is Alioski underrated?
No.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, to be fair. But Sam, before we let you go, mate, any other thoughts on the season, Leeds in general, the Marcelo Bielsa, any other thoughts before I let you go, mate?
Marcelo Bielsa's class. Leeds is class. Best city to live in. Jobs are good 'un.
Love it. I love that. That is the perfect hat trick. That that is the perfect hat trick there. Off Sam.
Come live back in Leeds, then you.
I'm already
All right,
in
Phil.
Leeds.
I'm
Right,
talking
Phil.
to him, don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but
Yeah,
it's
fair.
I
not-
don't know who you're pointing at. You're pointing the wrong way, mate. But anyway, Sam, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, mate.
right.
Thanks so much for jumping on, man. And
no
hopefully
worries.
we'll have plenty of chats. In
Right,
terms
definitely.
of next
Yeah.
season. Hopefully you'll jump
Take
on,
care,
man.
boys.
That hat
I'll
is
see you
absolutely
later.
superb, man. That I
Bye-bye.
love that. See you later, man. Right, so I'm going to let, just before I let Paul, I'm just going to let Ben in, because Ben's just been waiting there for a while. But Paul, I will get to you in 1 second, man. Ben, speak to us, mate. You've got the legendary shirt on as well. You've got the smiley badge shirt on.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
It is good, isn't it? It is
You
quite good
indoors?
being a Leeds fan at the minute, isn't it?
Yes, it's really good to be a Leeds fan at the moment. And do you know what? I've been smug for the last sort of, season and a half, 2 seasons. And I get reminded by people who aren't Leeds fans. They're like, no, enjoy it. Don't let anyone tell you not to enjoy it. Enjoy it. You've suffered enough. And all my mates know that aren't Leeds fans know what we've been through. So my appearance today is sponsored by Oscar Orange.
Yes. Unreal, man. Unreal, man.
you love it.
Unreal stuff. I love that. It's good, isn't
I'm
it, though?
off, guys. You get a room, yeah. See you later.
It's good, though. It's good, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's class. It's as good as Fanta, if not better.
There we go. Orange Zero, if you do want to sponsor All These TV, the offer is there. Or if Corona want to sponsor us, as Phil's just advertised there, our sponsorship is available. But mate, just to speak about the game, obviously we win 3-1. Do you think it was a fair reflection of the game for you, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with what Phil was saying. It was fun, and it did have a testimonial kind of vibe about it, which is great. That's what. If we can still get a result like that, okay, I know it's West Brom, but if we can still get a result like that, then and play like that, have some fun with it. It was great watching them try and tee up Pablo constantly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was just gutted Pablo didn't get his goal. Let's talk about Pablo and Berra. Leeds legends in your eyes, mate.
I'll admit I'm not too masculine. I'm comfortable enough to say that I did shed a few tears, to be honest. Yeah, Berra is been my favourite Leeds player for a few seasons now. So he, it is sad. It's sad to see. I mean, I agree. I think Hernandez on strength of today, it's like, well, go on, have another season.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you almost think, can we have a bit of can we turn it round a little bit? Can we have a bit of a U-turn off Pablo? I mean, absolutely. I mean, obviously, we're looking at next season now. I mean, do you believe we kick on next season? Do you believe we can maybe crack the top 6, top 7?
Do you know, and I'm going to get crucified for this, but why could we not look at maybe like a title run? I mean,
yes, I love that, Ben.
Go on.
Yes, go on, lads.
Who are we scared of? No one.
City. That's probably about
We
it.
beat City, Phil.
We're
Come on,
we're not. The players don't look. There was a couple of games in the Premier League, I think, when it started this season, where you could see a few of the Leeds lads were a bit wide-eyed, and they admitted it in interviews. Like Luke Ayling did a bit, where they're like, "Oh my God, it's Sane or it's whoever." But now they're like, "Come on, like we'll just take on all comers. We're Leeds United."
This was great to see, though, wasn't it? I mean, just slightly off topic, Alioski, that was fantastic to see off Johnny. But I mean, to be honest, mate, I'm looking at it. I think we're in a better position than Arsenal and Tottenham. If I'm being honest, just to talk about top 6, top 7 at the minimum, I think we are actually in a better place than them. To be honest,
yeah, and I think those two clubs will suffer from they will pick up the vibes off the terraces, because both those sets of fans are just like, oh, can't be bothered with it. These players are like, yeah, toxic. That's it in one word. I mean, Spurs fans are just like, Sanchez this, Sanchez that. How many players have we got that we've thought that about, but just stuck with them, and then they've come good? No,
exactly. I mean, there's a couple of people saying
that's because we're a proper club.
Exactly,
a proper club.
Yes, mate.
Leeds
you're right.
United, not Tottenham, not Arsenal. Proper club.
fans as well, proper fans. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of comments coming in there saying we're getting a bit carried away. Come on, God, lighten up. We're a title challenge. But in all seriousness,
I said it a couple of weeks ago. Do you not remember Leicester? They were 5,000 to 1, mate. What are the odds on us winning the league next season?
in all seriousness,
We've got a much better manager.
if we finish where we did this season, it's still been a very good season next season. I think we're in a really good position. There's not a lot of pressure on us. I think we're better without the pressure. You've seen it as this season's finished. And I think, look, it's our second season. I think the first and foremost, get the 40 points early. Get the 40 points early. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just saying that get the 40 points on the board early doors, which I think we can. Yeah. And then just kick on from there. I just think that's basically a repeat of this season, but I think we'll have extra quality. Look at this season, Ben. We've gone through the whole season without a natural left back. We've gone through the whole season without a natural number 10. We've had injuries all over the place. We've had people who have just come back from, we've just signed just before the season started. We've not had a proper pre-season. All the signs are pointing to that we're on the right track. We are on the right trajectory to really push on next season.
Absolutely. And one thing I will say that you guys were talking about this earlier before anyone came on was that the whole Sheffield United thing that's been thrown at us, it's totally different because Wilder even alluded to the fact that there is a gap between, the management and the chairman. He wasn't getting the backing, things like that. I just don't see it. Plus, we'll get the money to spend. The infrastructure's there. I would be very surprised. I've probably jinxed it now, but I'd be very surprised that if what happened to them happens to us. I
just feel our recruitment's better. Even Sheffield United last season, they didn't recruit very well. Like they talk about all the signings they made, but McBurney still didn't score many goals last season. So they've never had that recruitment quite right for the Premier League. You can't say that about us.
No.
Yeah, we've got players in that team who potentially are worth more than the Sheffield United team combined. In terms of KP and Rafinha, I think you could argue that at the minute. But any other general thoughts, mate, on this season, next season? I don't know what Phil's doing. Phil looks happy, so I'm gonna let him carry on whatever he's doing.
Shots fired, mate. You just never mind.
I thought it was true. I think it's true though. I think you could combine Sheffield United, the worth of Sheffield United's squad at the minute, and I'd probably say KP and Rafinha is probably worth more combined. So, any other thoughts, Ben, in terms of the general?
Just like what you guys were also discussing earlier about the fact that it is amazing how every one of these players, there's maybe half the squad, 3/4 of the squad probably could go and play elsewhere in the position wise, right? And then the ones that can't maybe go in a different position have just improved tenfold in the position that they're in. And I just think that is so unique and so Bielsa that's just that's fantastic. I mean, you could see Tyler Roberts putting in a shift at right. Tyler, you're at left back this week, and he'd be all right. You know what I mean? It's just it's immense. It's absolutely amazing. So
it's Bielsa's philosophy it's had that domino effect around the whole club, hasn't it? I think everyone, even the under 23s, you see Pascal has come into the squad. He's played CDM, he's played left back, he's played on the right, he's played on the left. It's just been fantastic. But Ben, thanks so much for your support, mate. Thanks so much for your support. And I believe you just joined Twitter, Ben. So let us know where we can follow you at, mate.
Back on. Yeah, it's at QuinsDude2, the number 2, at QuinsDude2. And Viva Orange.
Yes, man. I love that.
Viva Manscaped.
Yes, Viva Manscaped as well.
And Viva Manscaped,
man. That corner.
Love that. By the way, hang on, I'm getting it wrong. That way. Anyway, Ben, absolute legend, mate. Hopefully, we speak a lot in the next couple of months, next season. Hopefully, we'll have you on a good couple of times, mate, or as much as you can. Come on, man. It'd be absolutely brilliant. Thanks so much for coming on, mate. We will let you go, man. See you later, man. But just before I let Paul in, we've got a fantastic super chat there of Cavill Norris. We should play Pablo CD Castellon in the pre-season. Another excuse to see him again. Yeah, exactly. See him again, right? I mean, absolutely, 100%. It'd be absolutely brilliant to see. I'm not sure if it will happen or not, but let's hope it does. So, let me just let Paul in. And you, we welcome Paul for the first time. How you doing, mate?
All right.
How's things anyway? I mean, thoughts on the game?
Oh, absolutely fantastic, mate. Like I've actually been on the show before with Jack and Tasha. They did the around the world thing.
Of course you did. You met him in Australia. I was trying to think where I recognise the name. Paul Gray. Yeah, you met him in Australia, didn't you?
Yeah, I met him over here, and and I had an awesome time with him too. Jack rang me about 20 minutes ago outside Ellen Road, and it was bouncing.
I mean, are you hoping to get to Ellen Road next season?
There's no chance of me getting over there because if I leave, I won't be allowed back in Australia, and I'm really tight on being able to leave anywhere. Like, it's a pain in the ass. Look, if I get the chance, I will take it, but I can't see that happening anytime soon.
Let's hope it does. Let's hope it does. But
living over here, mate. Like I've been here for 7 years now, and I've been in the shadows of Liverpool supporters, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, just been the brunt of everybody's joke. And this season, they've all gone really quiet, just really fucking quiet.
Yeah,
good.
They've got nothing to. They've got nothing on us now. We've beaten them all. We've embarrassed
They all
them.
admire us. They don't like it, and I don't like it, to be honest. I don't want you to admire us, hate us.
No,
That's what we want.
I want to be.
I had a bet with my landlord, my local pub down here. He's an Aston Villa supporter, and he bearing in mind they stayed up by the skin of their teeth last season. And I had a bet with him about 3 weeks ago. I said, look, whoever team finishes higher owes the other person a pint a week for the rest of the year.
Oh, you're sorted.
You're sorted there, mate.
So I messaged him earlier on. He had a bet. He messaged me earlier on with a snapshot of a bet that he had West Brom. He had West Brom at 25-1 to beat us, and he put $25 on it, and he would have won good money. But yeah, I messaged him saying that $25 ain't coming in, is it, mate?
It's a lot on top of a pint a week as well.
Yeah. You've
he can afford it. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, I said to him, you've got to get a keg of Carlsberg in, and then it has to be on a tap that's reserved exclusively for me, and on that tap it has to have a Leeds United badge.
Yes, I love this, man.
He told me to get fucked.
Oh, he'll do it. He's got to.
But yeah, the following down here, mate. Like I literally was the Little Britain thing, the only gay in the village sort of thing. I was the only Leeds fan in the village. And then you see them, they're popping up everywhere now down here.
In Australia?
Yeah, I live in Australia, yeah. Western Australia.
No, but I thought we've got a decent following there, haven't we?
Not where I live, like it's a really small town down in the bottom of the south coast of West Australia.
No, exactly.
And I was the only supporter, and then I saw a little kid the other day with his name Jack 3 on the back, and I went up to him and I did the Leeds salute, and he didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. I scared the crap out of him.
Never mind, man. Never mind.
Just in the queue, just queuing his dad to pay for his sweets at Kmart, and I went up to him. I went top shirt, mate, top shirt, Leeds, and he went.
Perhaps do it to his dad next time.
Yeah, I don't even think he knew. I don't even think he knew what it meant, to be honest. I think this might be the new tourists. Like,
oh, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. That they don't know what that means. That's dearie me. But mate, yeah. Pablo and Berra, we have seen them for the last time. They Leeds legends in your eyes, mate?
Oh yeah. Well, considering obviously they came out when Leeds came out here, and we got absolutely trounced by the Scummers, and then we went to Sydney, and it was Pablo that made that whole weekend with that goal that he scored against Western Sydney Wanderers. Never forget that going in. Like there was about 10,000 Leeds fans there, and we all celebrated like it meant something, you know. And that lad just kept going and going and going and going. He just wanted to score. Like today, I was gutted when they took him off today. I was gutted.
Yeah, it was too early for me. It was way too early. 20 minutes to go.
They should have kept him on.
Scoring. He looked like scoring for me.
Yeah.
They should have kept him on, but you know he got his moment. I suppose it was it's fitting and all that lot. He got his goodbyes and all that, but that's one of those things. We won't ever get a player like when he signed for us. I knew that we were on the up when we got him. It was, having from going like just the shy days up until Radrizzani took over. We were just getting journeymen, Noel Hunt up front. Like what the fuck are you supposed to do with that?
Noel Hunt and Steve Morrison, that lethal front two. Oh, dearie me, man. But
it's embarrassing, man. Embarrassing.
Oh, it's shocking. Yeah. Shocking for a club of Leeds United having players that just didn't want to be there either. They didn't even want to play for us. They wouldn't even run for the badge. They're just shocking players as well. But next season, mate, we'll finish 9th. Do you feel we kick on, finish higher?
I am really happy that we did not finish in the European spots, because I think that's just, what's the fucking point? Like, we don't need that. If the news about Bielsa is true, that's fantastic. And I can only see us pushing up now. And Spurs look vulnerable. Arsenal look vulnerable. Bielsa, God knows what he could do. Like, there is a shelf life with the team that we've got at the minute. There's only so much longer that Dallas is going to keep performing. He's my player of the season. He's just unbelievable, that guy. But there's only so much longer before he, naturally he's going to start burning out. So we're going to have to start buying some higher caliber players. But I've absolutely loved this season. I just didn't want that game to finish today. I was like, I don't want this game to finish. This is just amazing.
Yeah, it is, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously kicking on now, mate, in terms of going into next season, is there any specific players, positions you want us to strengthen, man?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like I said, I'm having trouble. Bearing in mind I'm in Western Australia, so it never rains here. It's fucking pissing it down, and I can't hear what you're saying. So,
no worries, mate. No worries. Any positions you'd look for us to strengthen in, like left back, centre mid?
Left back, definitely left back. I mean, I don't want Alioski to leave because I think he's a good squad player, but he's a bit of a liability at the same time. Left back, and we need another central midfielder. I think Click's a good player, but he's not going to push us on to the next level.
Okay.
Everybody talks about DePaul. That's not going to happen in a million years.
I know. Phil's kidding himself, isn't he, man? As soon as Phil makes peace with that,
they've already come out and said it's not going to happen, and they didn't Leeds come out and say that. Like,
yeah, Angus Kadira, I think, said it.
If
I'd love it. I'd love it if we got him. It'd be fucking unbelievable. But
if he signs, I need a full hour with you and Wayman, and just me being smug for an hour.
I'd happily take that. I'd take probably like 10 hours if it meant Rodrigo de Paul's wearing Leeds colours next season.
That's fine now, guys. So if you want in some pre-season
content,
content,
happen, though. It's not going to happen anyway.
No, I reckon, right? I reckon give that. I saw Moet was there today with Radrizzani. I reckon.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I reckon Bielsa could turn him into a fucking good camp. Like he was always good for Leeds. Fucking worked his knackers off. Get him back at Leeds. Bielsa could turn him into something. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back.
He's done really well at Barnsley. I think he was in their team. I think he was in the Championship team this season. I might be wrong on that. I try to avoid the Championship.
He was always good with Leeds, wasn't he? And then I was absolutely amazed when he got rid of Vieira. I mean, he hadn't really gone on to do much in Italy, but still, he's playing in Serie A. But I mean, our squad's too thin, so we can't. I think we were kind of lucky this season in the way that the league's gone the way that it has, in that there's not fans or anything there or anything like that. Not lucky in the way that we've played. We're an amazing team. The effort that the lads have put in is just unparalleled. You can't beat that. But it was a very unique season,
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, so, Paul, any last thoughts, mate, before I let you go, man? Any last thoughts on Leeds United in general, mate?
Oh, mate, like I said, just genuinely just loved watching them play this season. Loved your coverage. I keep in touch with Tash and Jack, and you always feel like I'm there. Be better next season when you're actually in the ground and stuff like that. Hopefully.
Well, we'll have the fan cams back. That's the big thing. Tash will be doing the fan cams again, and be able to actually be there. See obviously the atmosphere in that lot, and I can't wait, man. Yeah. I just can't wait to be back in that ground.
I just hope this Venezuelan variant isn't going to come in and ruin everything for everybody. They've tried it already with the what's the one at the minute, the Indian one. So
yeah. There's
we'll wait and see. Hopefully that's not going to happen. But yeah, just keep up the good work, guys. You're doing a really good job. So
Cheers, man. Cheers, mate. But I'll let you go anyway, man. Hopefully we'll see plenty of you next season. You know, supporting us out in Australia. You won't be the only Leeds fan in the village anymore. You won't, man. You won't.
Nah. There's heaps of us over here now. It's growing, but it's not like proper support, like, you know. But
teach them the Leeds salute. Make sure they learn the Leeds salute. Yeah, it's the least,
right, guys.
least they can do. I'll let you go, man. I'll let you go. Cheers for coming on, mate.
Cheers.
But fantastic to get Paul on there, you know, in terms of someone else, in terms of on the post-match content. But, mate, I mean, obviously, we're up to an hour and 10 now, mate. Obviously, we're going to do player ratings as well in a little bit. Any last thoughts before I sign us off?
No, it's been a brilliant season on it. It's been amazing, and it's sad that it's coming to an end at the same time, but we've got plenty still to come over the summer for you guys. So keep locked. Yeah, keep enjoying what we've got to give you.
We'll let you go anyway, guys. It's been absolutely fantastic just to provide coverage, you know, over the season. But we are going to do a quick player ratings as well for today's game, and yeah, I'm going to leave it there anyway, guys. We'll see you. We're going to start player ratings just after half past. Going to try and get it up just after half past, but we will be live, me and Phil, again in about 15 to 20 minutes. So keep it locked, guys. Smash that subscribe button, and see you in 15 minutes, guys. See you later.